Hi guys, good morning. I hope you are all doing well on this lovely Wednesday. This is what we're going to be making today. Check these out. We're going to be using some beautiful snowflake spacer beads and just showing you how easy they are to use in your jewellery. I'm going to make earrings and bracelets today, but I'll also show you how to make the necklaces. We have the most amazing bundle available, which is also showing you these gorgeous beads. Oh, before I drop them all. I'm going to be using pearls and cat's eye beads today, and we've put together some amazing colours. So I'm going to show you exactly what I would be doing with this set as soon as I get it home, exactly as we're going to do today, and I'm going to make a bracelet and some earrings from them for you. Good morning, Dean. Hi, Jan, Michelle, Judith, Karen, Dee, Di, Francis, Anne, Brenda and Teda. Good morning to you all. Some familiar names who have been with us for several weeks now. 10 o'clock every morning, here we are, come rain or shine. Hopefully a bit more shine next week. Hopefully we're going to have a bit of nice weather. Dora says, good morning, Sarah, back home today. Yes, I have had a manic few days with work and a bit of travelling. I managed to catch up with my parents, which was so lovely. Saw them for the first time in a long time, had a little sleepover and a little pamper, which was nice. And yes, I am back home, ready to crack on with work, getting ready. Lisa says, how much are the bracelets? Well, so we're putting together a bundle. I'm going to turn you down in a second and I'll show you the deals on the iPad. What we've done is a bundle with 6 strands of your pearls, 6 strands of your cat's eyes, and also 6 bags of 6 colours of your snowflakes. So they are all in the category, which I have linked on the description of the video, but Kitty will be joining us in the video and she'll put some links up as well as we go. So I'll turn you down so that I can show you. Let me just take a sip of my coffee while I do this. I am a little bit croaky today, so you're going to have to bear with. Okay. So, the amazing bundle that we have, I'm going to show you it on the website first of all, because we don't have a lot of stock of this and it is half price. So we have the most amazing deal. So I am expecting this to go quite quickly, which is why I'm going to show you now before we get started. So onto the totallybeads.co.uk website, onto the category section, and there is a section called Facebook Live Tutorials. Why can't I see it? Where is it? View all categories. Let's have a little look. I know it's down here somewhere. Facebook Live Tutorials. Oh, do you know what? My iPad's changed the little lineup of everything. Facebook tutorials. Okay, Snowflake Jewellery. So if you saw me yesterday, we were working with some lovely connectors. Today is Snowflake Jewellery. So we categorise all of the tutorials in here so that you can find everything that I'm using. Ooh, the Snowflake bundle. Have a look at this. Now, you have the cat's eye rondelle beads, which I will show you in a moment. Cat's eye are the most beautiful glass bead. Look at the colouring that you're getting in there. And it's also with the pearl rondelles. Now, I haven't used these in any of our tutorials yet. It's quite a different shape. It's quite rare to get a rondelle pearl. Normally, we're always using rounds. So you're going to get 6 of your colours of your cat's eye rondelle. So that's approximately 480 beads of your rondelles, cat's eyes, 300 of your glass rondelle pearls, and then 180 of your snowflake spacers. So you've got 6 different colours, all colour coordinated to your beads. Lucy says, just bought, couldn't resist. I know, it's... Oh, Mina's saying all the categories have changed. Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? Oh, we must have had a little update. Huge bundle, 960 beads. It should be £30 for today or until tomorrow or until the stock lasts. That is down to £14.99. Now, I am going to use a few other things during the demonstration. So we've got our culottes, we've got crimp beads, stretch elastic, ear wires. Now, the other thing that I would recommend you add into your bundle today are the snowflake beads. Now, they're 8mm. You're going to get all 6 of these packs in your bundle, but they are down to £1. So I would be looking at, out of this set, and let me show you the vast amount of beads that you are getting. Out of here, I would be making a full set of jewellery out of every colour family. So we've got the gorgeous, deep purple. It's absolutely beautiful. You've also got the lighter lilac. You've got the pink. You've also got the gorgeous green. Look at that, real emerald green. Black, of course, classic and essential. And then your turquoise as well. So you have all of these. I would be making a full set of jewellery out of each one. And then you're going to get your snowflake spaces as well. You get 30 of them in a pack. You're going to get all 6, which will match with your lovely colours. I can't decide what colour to use today. Should we go blue? Let's maybe go blue and white. I think it's going to be nice for summer. So you've got a huge amount of beads. I would suggest popping in a few extras of your snowflakes because you can start marrying these up. You can cluster them together. Let me show you some of these bracelets that we've got. And you can make some really beautiful detail out of them. Now, I have also got crystal rondelles in these. I've used lots of different beads. These are just all the samples that we've got. A huge, big mixture of them, but you can see that the continuity between all of them are the snowflake spaces. So you can start using colours. This is what I'm going to do today, I think. Start making little clusters with the whites and the blues. Really lovely. You can also use them in earrings, which I'm going to show. And you can also make necklaces. So they don't have to be a full necklace. It could just be a little bit of detail onto your tiger tail. Oh, Kitty's saying we had a little tidy up on the categories on the website and we'll be grouping them together as we go along in the next few days. So we have a nice and tidy website. So I've been doing a bit of housekeeping. Do excuse the dog. The cats are, we've got like a green just outside our house, just on the other side of the drive. And all the cats have a little meeting in the middle of it. I think it's just to wind him up. But they all go and sit on there so he can see them from the bedroom. That's what he's going crazy at this morning. Okay, so these are your snowflake spaces. They are really lovely on their own. They're also sometimes referred to as starburst because of the shape. They give you a really lovely shape. You can cluster them together, which I will show you. We're going to start off with just a nice simple pair of earrings. Let's add in some of this pop of blue. Look at the colour on those, aren't they lovely? And I'm going to put them together with these. Okay, so let's start off with some earrings. Now, we have put all of the sections, all of the findings that I'm going to be using in the little section. I'm going to be using my head pins. I've also got eye pins. I'm going to use these in the rhodium today because I just think the colour is really nice when you put it with your findings. And then I'm going to need my flat-nosed, my cutters, and my round as well. And then we're going to use our ear wires to make a lovely pair of earrings. So the spacer beads I'm going to use and create little clusters. We will have them as little spacers on our earrings. And then I'll show you how to make a bracelet to match as well. I think it's phenomenal value for money. If you've got £15 for 6 full sets of jewellery, then I'm in. Okay, so have a look at these pearls. Look, they're normally £1.25 a strand. You're going to get 6 of them in there. Gorgeous little rondelle pearls. I think the shape is really lovely. And the cat's eye, the colour and the movement in them is just fabulous. Natalie says, I have the same problem with my dog. 3 cats lay on the shed at the bottom of the garden. Oh no. And I have a pair of squirrels that run along the back fence to keep exercising. Oh, bless. Yeah, my dogs would not be happy with that. Our back garden actually backs onto a cemetery and we have a lot of squirrels and all the birds that live in the big trees. We've got beautiful big trees back there. They all line up on the fence as well. They do like to wind them up, don't they? Okay, so I'm going to use a head pin. Now, if you tuned in yesterday to our Facebook Live, we were talking about the difference between your head pins and your eye pins. If you would like to know a bit more detail about those, hop back onto the page and have a look at yesterday's. What I'm going to do is create a little cluster and I'm going to add on my largest bead first of all. So that will be my rondelle pearl. Then I'm going to add on, let's do a spacer in between. Let's have a little look. We're going to be designing on the cuff today, just seeing how they sit. And this is exactly what you would be doing when you get these home. Have a little look, have a little play. Let's see if this blue, it might be a bit too strong for these ones, but it might just give us a lovely little cluster. I'm going to take that one out because actually that makes him look a bit like a snowman. Let's add these in. I wonder what it'll be like if we put them in the middle as well. I'm actually going to take the blue out. I think the blue's a bit too strong for this one. Let's go a bit softer today, shall we? A nice little bit of summer jewellery. So can you see how they interlink together? So they pop into place, just sitting nicely clustered to each other. And this will give you that almost popcorn chain effect. So that, let's bring in some of this light for you, so that you can get a really lovely little design, just like popcorn chain. I'm going to add all 3 of these onto the top, have a little play around with them, see how they sit, and then we're going to turn this. So I'm going to take my pin and bend it to 90 degrees. I'm going to cut and leave about 1 centimetre. And I'm going to turn our little loop. So I'm going to hold this pin down at the bottom, take my round nose pliers, and I'm going to create a loop up at the top. So nice and flush to the top of my pliers. Oh, Mark's here already. Mark, you got off air quick. Good morning. I think he had a jewellery show this morning. Good morning. Hope it all went well. You must be in the green room already. So giving this a little turn, creating that loop. And then we're going to pop our ear wire on. So I'm just going to give that loop a little twist upwards, popping that pin on and twisting that down like so. And you've got a really nice little cluster. These are going to tie into our bracelet. So I'm using all 3 of my elements that we will add into our bracelet so we can tie it all together. I'm going to move these out of the way, which actually means I would have 30 of my blue ones left over to create a whole nother jewellery set with. I think the pearls and the cat's eyes just go so beautifully together. You can create clusters of any length for your earrings. You can add on any length. You can even add in some of your eye pins to create a little bit more detail. I might actually make a second pair with these. You can never have too many earrings, right? Bending this over to 90 degrees and then looping again. Now, the smaller the movement, the more control you're going to have. So that would be a really simple way of using our head pins and our beads to create our earring. Do excuse the dog. I'll go and get him if I have to shush him. Aye. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do separately is create one with a little bit more detail and a bit more movement. Let's do all of them as separate beads. So my bottom bead is going to be my rondelle pearl. Cuddy, shush! Come here. Very sorry. Defiant dog. Okay, so my base of my earring is going to be... Oh dear. Let's try and shut him out. Oh, you're all saying you love hearing him. Okay, good. Because I feel a bit bad when he's interrupting us. I'm sorry if all your cats and dogs are going crazy. So my bottom bead is going to be with this head pin. So we're going to turn this around and bend it over. Oh my goodness, I think that means someone's coming to the door. Let me get him in here into his bed. Okay, come here. Everybody can hear you. You're showing me up. Get into your bed. Okay. So you wouldn't think my husband's a dog trainer, would you? Oh dear. Okay, I've got my rondelle pearl down on the bottom. We're going to go for the rondelle cat's eye in the middle. I'm going to bend this one to 90 degrees. Now, if you don't have the strength in your hands to do it, a lot of the time if you're using smaller beads, you can use your pliers as a little encouragement and an extra tool to be able to bend those around. Buddy can hear him and huffing in the background. Leslie saying beautiful cat's eye beads. Yeah, I mean, I guess this is what you get when you're just at home with us. Life goes on, doesn't it? Life goes on. You can hear the madness that is my day. Okay, so I'm going to connect these together. Your head pin is going to give you a flush finish. Your eye pin is going to give you a connector on either side. And I'm going to use my snowflakes to make a third element for it. I might even put these in the middle and then we can graduate them up. So you can make your own little clusters out of them, which will make a little spacer. I think we'll put this one in the middle. Now, because these ones might move, oh no, they're okay. I want these ones to cluster together. So getting your right angle directly above the bead beads is going to be important. Cutting it and leaving my centimetre. And also yesterday in the video, I showed you how to make extra eye pins out of all the sections that come off, that you cut off, your extras and your leftovers. So again, hop onto yesterday's one where I gave sort of lots of pin tips, and you'll be able to see how to do those as well. Okay, so now I'm going to connect these together. I'm going to lift up the base, add on my connectors into the middle. Oh my goodness. Drop this down so that the two rub together. And then I'm going to add this one in, lift it up, and bend this one over. Bringing this one down. And now this is going to give me a lot of movement. So I've done this so that you can see the difference. I've used exactly the same components with the addition of, where are my ear wires? With the addition of an extra 2 eye pins, you can actually add a lot of movement. And when you've got beads like these with your cat's eyes, you want that movement, you want them to be dangling, because that is when you're going to get the movement in them and you're going to get that light reflecting through the middle. So there's one that would be a lot more of a dangly, moving earring. This one is going to be a little bit more static, exactly the same components, but a very different look. So you could have several different sets of these. I've only used, obviously, 6. So I've used 12 of my 30 of my snowflakes by the time I've made my other earring. The rest I'm now going to use in a bracelet. So if you know you want to make a full set of jewellery, let's just clear this up a little bit. Perhaps look at your materials first of all and start breaking them down. So for example, I'm going to set aside my 3 snowflakes for my other matching earring. It now leaves me all of these, and remember, for an extra £1 you can add in extra bags, so you could start clustering them through. I know out of my pearls and my cat's eyes I'm also going to get a little necklace out of it as well. So let's do a cluster of 3 for the bracelet. Let's do 3 clusters because I know I'm going to get enough out of that. So we'll make 3 clusters in the middle of our bracelet. And then all of these I'm going to have left over for my necklace. So 1, 2, 3. So actually I'm going to have another set of 3 sets of 3 for my necklace. Full set of jewellery and lots of beautiful pearls and cat's eyes. Now I'm just going to use a round elastic to add these in. You could even add in extra spacer beads. You could add in that extra little pop of colour. I'm just picking one of my sets of beads from here. Remember, you're going to get 6 of them. So there are a lot of colour options for you to choose from. And look at how beautifully they sit together. I think the cat's eyes and the pearls together just look gorgeous. They are usually, people are replying, I think. I think I saw somebody asking about the length of head and eye pins. There isn't particularly a standard. They come in all various different lengths. You do have some smaller ones, which of course are going to be great to use with smaller beads. If at any point some of the covering of the pearl, can you see there that just where it's on the strand and they get dipped, sometimes you get these extra little bits. If you're threading that onto your tiger tail or your elastic, just use a pin to poke that through. You can get various different lengths. My ones from our jewellery finding sets are all one size, but we do have lots of different sizes available on the website as well. It does cut down on wastage, obviously, if you're going for some of the smaller ones, but you can't get bigger clusters of your beads out of them. So I'm just going to thread these on. And so that my knot isn't going to be right next to them, I'm going to attach in our features now. Because of the size of the beads, I'm actually going to put them in between pearls because I want those clusters to sit really nicely together. And these snowflakes are 8mm, so they are a little bit bigger. Oh, Patricia says, phew, I've just made it. Morning, Sarah and everyone. Good morning. Hope you haven't been rushing around too much. You can have a nice cup of tea and sit and relax now with a bit of jewellery making. So I'm going to sit these in between a pearl. Then let's do a cat's eye. And I'm just threading straight onto my elastic. Now I'm using a round elastic this morning. I wouldn't use the flat elastic or your floss elastic for this because your beads are going to be quite heavy. So you want something that's going to be nice and sturdy, holding all of these together. Oh yeah, let's do another pearl in the middle. So you want something that's going to hold the weight of these without stretching out. So your clear round elastic is going to be perfect for it. Let's add in our last little cluster of our snowflakes. And we'll pop these on, and then I can just finish off the bracelet. Now we're going to finish this off with a surgeon's knot, really nice and simple. And there we go, look, that will be the centre feature of our bracelet. And a cat's eye. So I've added them in, and I've just kept that continuity of my beads all the way through. Nice little design. And I've got lots and lots of my beads left to use in my necklace. Jack says, didn't know there was a flat and round. What's the difference in strength? So with your round elastic, so this is, as the name would suggest, round, and it's the clear sort of jelly elastic. You can also get them in different colours. Let me grab the flat one for you so you can see. Lots of different colours of them available, but they don't have a lot of give in them. So if you are using them with heavier beads, so your glass beads, if you're creating your bracelets that you know are going to be heavy, this is the best elastic to go for. We do also have a flat elastic, which is more of a floss. So with the flat elastic, it's got that sort of satiny sheen to it as opposed to the clear gel. You can see the difference between the two. And it's lots of strands woven together. This kind of elastic is ideal. You have a lot of give in this, as you can see. So with your jelly cord, you've got a little bit of pull and a little bit of give. With your flat elastic, it's extremely elasticated, and this is perfect for using in your weaving project. So yes, you can weave and have a stretch elastic bracelet. Kitty has some beautiful kits on the website. I believe they're called Next Generation bracelets. They use lots of shaped beads. You've got ones with cabochons, some of your shaped beads, seed beads even, and you can create woven bracelets that are using the stretch elastic. So you can add your needle onto it, it will go through the smallest of beads, and it's still going to give you that elastication in the bracelet, easy to wear, and it gives you a fantastic strength. It means that you could also go through multiple beads multiple times. But if you're going to use that with a heavy bead, because there is so much give in the elastic, it's going to stretch over time. So great for intricate and smaller details, not so good for just a strung bracelet. So right tools for the job. That's the difference between the two. And of course, the flat elastic also comes in different colours. So it means that if you are going to be doing your stretch elastic bracelets and you're going to be weaving with them, then it's going to give you that lovely colour match. Okay, so with your stretch elastic bracelet, you want to make sure that you finish on opposite beads in your pattern, because of course these ends are going to come together. Just to make sure that you've got the right size, I bring the two ends together, pop your hand through the middle. Oh look, I'm pretty much spot on. Make sure that they will join without there being any gap in between your beads. I'm just going to pull these down so that I've got a little bit more space for my knot up at the top. And then we're going to tie a surgeon's knot. So your surgeon's knot, now the knots with your jelly cord, your round cord, are a little bit bigger as well. But I'll be able to sink those into one of these beads. I've got a nice big hole there that's not blocked. Okay, so first of all, we're going to tie a reef knot. So that's left over right and bring that down. And then right over left. That's your reef knot. So if I pull this tightly, when it's pulled apart, a reef knot is super, super strong. But if it's pushed together, it comes undone. Great knot for lots of different purposes, but not good on a slippy elastic. So what I'm going to do is turn this into a surgeon's knot. I'm just going to open up this hole a little bit more by pulling together that main body of my bracelet, taking the tail and wrapping it around that circle 2 or 3 times. I'm going to go 2 for this one. because the holes in my beads aren't huge and I want this to sink down. Now when I pull this, it's not going to undo and come open. So I'm going to pull the body of my bracelet together. That's going to bring together all of my beads, no gaps, perfect little finish. And then I'm going to pull the extra tails down. Now your knots have a biting point, which means that once it shrinks down to as small as it will go, and you'll see I'm pulling the body of it apart slightly just to break down the tension in that and shrink that knot down to as small as it will go. Once it's not coming undone anymore, you can then work on hiding these tails back through. You could put a little dollop of clear nail polish or a bit of glue. I tend to use clear nail polish because it doesn't dry as brittle as the glues do, and obviously with the brush of your nail polish, it's going to give you that great precision as well. I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to hide these. I think my elastic's a bit thick for going back through. I might be able to. If I pull this down, opening up that hole, I may... Oh, perfect. Be able to pull that through. So you can then hide your tails back through all of your beadwork. I would probably go maybe through 4 or 5 of these because my beads are quite large. So hide those tails all the way through, then you can cut them, and then you can add your little dollop of glue and then allow that to sit and dry. That then means we've got a lovely pair of earrings and our matching bracelet. I've obviously made the dangly earrings as well, which you can make the second pair for. And I've still got all of these beads left over from my bundle to make my necklace. So you could have multiple bracelets. You could create sets of jewellery, could be anything really. If of course you go for more sets. Now I wanted to only show you using 1 bag of your snowflakes because you're going to get 1 bag per colour. However, if you add in more, you can see that you can add beautiful clusters all the way through the bracelets. It's going to give you a really lovely finish. You can use individual ones just to act as little spaces. You can use clusters of your colours. And it's just going to give you that lovely little pop of colour, which I think is really lovely. Or, of course, you can use individual colours, which are going to give you those lovely bands and movement. You can see they all come together. If you were to go for several of them, you can even make your bracelets just with the snowflakes on their own. And that then makes it look very Links of London. I think Links of London have now shut down. I know because I got a really good ring in their clearance sale just before they closed down, which is a real shame. But they have these, or had these little popcorn chain bracelets made from some of these links as well that give you a really lovely look. So if you were to go for multiple snowflakes bags, then of course you can use that as well. So all that's left to do is to make our necklace, and I'm going to use tiger tail for that. If you bear with me 1 second, I just need to grab it. I'm very sorry. I had a clear up last night, and this is why I don't bother tidying up. Because what's the point of tidying up? Because I always need everything. So grab my tiger tail wire. Where is it? Here's one. I have to, I'm a bit sad about it actually because I have to empty my entire study over the next couple of days. We're having a new floor fitted next week, so you're not going to have me next week at all. Kitty is covering and we'll be with you all of the Facebook Lives because I'm not going to have a study. We're having a new floor fitted, but it means I have to empty all of my cupboards. I've got to empty absolutely everything out. It's going to give me a good time to clean up though and to get a little bit more organised. So that's my thinking on it. Okay, so to make our little necklace, I'm only going to make a little section for the middle and then you can attach a piece of chain on. I'm going to use crimp beads, a couple of culottes, and then we can attach a chain on up at the top. On you go. So with your culottes, you've got, I'm using the ones with loops again. You know that they are my preferred. So I'm going up through the centre hinge. Just got a hole in the middle of that hinge. I'm going to go with 2 crimp beads on here. there's an extra one attached to the side of that. I'm going to add on 2 crimp beads because I need this to be super strong. These are heavy beads. I'm going to loop that back over and go back down through the centre hinge hole, like so. Take my flat nose pliers. I'm going to crush those crimp beads and hide them inside my culotte. So pulling that down, closing over that culotte, that will close on top of my crimp beads, giving me a really lovely finish. And I'm just going to nudge those 2 little loops together, which will give me a really perfect finish, ready to attach on your jump ring and some chain. And then let's start off with a smaller bead. So I will graduate down into them, again, alternating between my cat's eyes and my pearls. And I've actually still got a lot of beads left over. So I think you could probably even make a set of bracelets to wear with this. A nice little twin even trio set, I think. And then this will just be our little feature in the middle. And I've got my leftover snowflakes that we've already reserved. So if you know, like I was saying earlier, if you know you want to make full sets of jewellery, just divide your materials, because there's nothing more frustrating than perhaps making your bracelet and your earrings first, because they're more of your quick makes. I tend to get those done first. And then you're going to have potentially no beads left over for your necklace. So just make sure you divide them all up first of all. So I'm going to take my extra tail and I'm going to hide that through my beads. This is going to give me extra security, extra strength. And even if this was to get a good old pull on the necklace, it's not going to come undone because you've got all that hidden tail in there. So can you see? And it's also going to give me that beautiful flush finish. Oh, Sam says, just bought these. The leftovers will make nice angels. Absolutely. So these snowflakes are often used for angels' halos, which are absolutely perfect. And like you say, yeah, you're going to have lots of leftovers. £1 a bag for the extra ones as well. So if you know you want a specific colour, just chuck those in too, whilst they're on offer. It's a good time to get them if your budgets will allow. And so for my necklace, I'm not going to create too long a section. So I just want it to come around the front of my neck. So I'm going to add on my little cluster here because I don't want it to be too long. And for this one, my bracelet has obviously that pattern. For this one, I'm going to change the pattern slightly. I think I'm just going to use the cat's eyes to go in between because this will be my middle feature. So I'm going to add on a cat's eye and then 3 of my snowflakes. I'm going to add on another cat's eye. So I'm going to take the pearls out of the centre here. Or do I want the pearls because they're bigger? No, I want the pearls because they're bigger. In the middle, we want that graduation. So let's do a pearl and then another set of our snowflakes. And I'll show you the difference in a moment. The great thing is when you are making your own jewellery, if something doesn't quite look right, just take a little step back, maybe even hold it up to your neck. That's better. And now I'm going to have my pearls in the middle. Oh, Leanne's saying she loves beaded angels. Yeah, they're so cute, aren't they? And so nice and quick and easy to do. And then I've got my other little set of 3. Pop those in. And you'll see because I've got the pearls in the middle, that's going to give me that nice little centre around that snowflake. And then we'll go back to finishing the rest of the pattern. So back to a cat's eye and then a pearl. The middle of your necklace should always be like the larger bit or the bigger bit. That's going to give you that lovely draw of the eye into the centre. And it's going to balance out the rest of your necklace. So that's why I've gone for those ones. I could really edge them with a pearl on either side. There we go. I think that looks really pretty. Finish off onto the other side and I'll show you how to pull that tiger tail through, giving you a perfect finish. I think these turquoise ones are just beautiful. How amazing are these going to look in the summer? Just a nice little white t-shirt or a white shirt. I think they'll look gorgeous with. So I'm just going to make sure that I've got the right amount of beads on either side. Can obviously marry this up. So I've got 1, 2, 3. I need 3 more pearls. And I actually have all of these left over, having done our full set. So I need 3 more pearls. I've got all of these left over. They could be, it's not going to be big enough for a bracelet for me, but with the cat's eyes it may be. That's probably about a half. Or of course you could actually make another necklace, or you could use make it a little bit longer. I've still got all of these cat's eyes left, as well as the ones on my mat. Oh, I forgot I had those there. So I've got lots of pearls left over. Right, 3 more pearls and then we're done. And I'll show you how to pull in the ends of these. I think I might have shown you this on a video the other day, actually. Hope I'm not repeating myself too much for you. But it's always handy because we've always got different people joining us, new people joining all the time. So hopefully you'll find this a little bit useful. Okay, so that's going to be the centre of my necklace. I'll extend on either side with chain. Stock update. We've sold out of the bundle already. Oh my goodness. We can make more up, but will be slightly different colours. Sorry, guys. I'm so glad you've absolutely loved it. It has been incredibly busy. We did say that it might go quickly. So I can visually imagine what's happening now. Kitty has just run down the far end aisle of the warehouse to go and have a look at all of the cat's eyes and the pearls that we've got, and she'll be marrying them up. What's really nice is that you will get you'll get matching colours again. So I know that Kitty will now go and find some more stock and make up some more bundles. So keep an eye on the website today, guys. If you have just missed out, keep an eye on the website because they will be added throughout the day, I am sure. Goodness me, what a busy morning. I'm so glad you've loved it though. I think it's amazing value for money when you can be making sets of jewellery like this. They'll be great even if you don't sell your pieces, you just make because you love it. Maybe you gift them for Christmases and birthdays. I've had so many people get in touch and say they're not confident enough to either sell their makes or gift their makes. And I'm really hoping that these Facebook Lives and just showing you how to properly finish some of your items will now give you the confidence to be able to do that. Obviously, we've got amazing bundles, which will hopefully make it more cost effective for you to do so, especially when you've got sets like this. But I'm hoping showing you some of these tips and tricks will build your confidence in your makes as well. So you can give them, gift them, or even sell them with the confidence that you've finished it well, which is really lovely. Okay, so on this end, you will see while I've been rabbiting away, I have added on my culotte, 2 of my crimp beads, just like before. And before I crimp them, I'm pre-threading this tail down through my necklace. What this will do is give me the added strength, just like I had on the other side, before I actually crimp them. So I'm going to hold the body of my necklace and we're going to pull this down, which will shrink down. Oh, Margaret says, that's what I get for being late. Please make more up, Kitty. No, the colours will be great. Yeah, they will be. They will be hand selected by Kitty herself. So I'm going to pop an eye pin into here and just carry on pulling this tail down. And what that will do, you can see it has closed up any of the gaps in my necklace. Now, what you sometimes get when you pull things too tightly is a slight pucker in the beads. And I want it to hang beautifully fluid and softly. So you can see already it's got a lot more movement to it. It just looks a little bit softer. And that will then take my crimp beads right down into the middle. I'm going to take my flat nose pliers, crush those down like so. Excuse me. And pull in my culotte. Now what that will give me, oh, I've just broken my culotte. I pulled it too tightly. Okay, troubleshooting live. I'm going to cut off my culottes, hopefully not cutting my tiger tail wire. So if the culottes have ever broken on you, this is how we can get around it. I just pulled it too tightly because I was actually trying to read as well as trying to make. So let's take this tail out and we'll do this little bit again. Now you can, hopefully, if I can do this without making too much of a mess, open up these crimp beads again. There we go. So I've just taken my flat nose pliers, crushed them in the opposite direction, which should be enough to take this off. Going to take this extra little section off. I might have to cut that because I've crimped it really, really well. trying desperately not to cut my tiger tail so that I can show you the finishing again. Yay. Okay. So with my calotte, I opened it too far. So do you remember I always say to you about metal components, don't overwork them. I pulled it too far open, which meant I had then weakened my hinge, which will happen. I'm sure you've had it happen to you before, but it's not the end of the world, and you can take a step back and just redo, which I think is great with jewellery. If you have any of these issues, you can always rectify them. It's just knowing how. So I was just opening up those crimp beads and bringing them down. Okay, so I'm now going to miss out those 2 crimp beads, come down through the centre of the hinge and back down through some of my beads. Again, giving me that hidden tail. I won't go through too many. I'm also going to cut off a little tail. We'll just make this one a little bit smaller. Going through some of these. Okay, so pulling it in tightly again. Holding that wire, pulling it down, making sure that you've got that nice fluid finish, popping your pin in. We can pull this in nice and tight, but not too tight that it's going to pucker. And it will give you that nice, neat finish. Just going to pull in a little bit more of that tail, making sure I don't have any gaps. Okay, cool. Now we can crimp our beads. Using my pliers, I'm just getting right in there, closing that calotte over, bringing those 2 little ends together, pinching those together. I can then use my cutters to get right in there. I push down with my cutters, pull up with my cord, and that's going to give me a complete, flawless finish. And now you'll be ready to add your jump rings onto the top and attach to a piece of chain. It's only the turquoise cat's eye and pearl changing to a gorgeous black hematite. Ooh, nice. That sounds good. So unfortunately you won't get these ones. I'm sorry. Typical that it would be the one that I used to make your set of jewellery with today. So we will have a necklace. I don't have any chain to hand. That was silly of me. But you will have your full necklace. And I've actually made 2 pairs of earrings. And I've got all of these left over as well. All of these pearls and a good amount of cat's eye on this strand as well. Oh, I've even got 2 left over from the top as well. So lots and lots of beads you can make full sets of jewellery out of. Sue saying it's nice that you have mini disasters too. Oh, all the time, Sue, all the time. It's how we get through them that matters, isn't it? Just sod's law, it happens when we're live. But yeah, things happen to us all the time. It's just the nature of what we do. And it's just knowing how to rectify them to avert the mini disasters. So really hope you enjoyed today. Kitty is going to be with you tomorrow. I can't remember, I don't have my diary to hand. I can't remember what Kitty's doing, but we actually have the entire month all on the events. So if you head to the Totally Beads Facebook page, you'll be able to have a look at the events, and you will have on there the whole list, the entire list for the upcoming week. Sarah and Kitty, thank you so much for all you both do. I've learnt so much on my new beading journey. Lindy, you are more than welcome. We've still got lots more to come for the upcoming months and weeks as well, so stay tuned. Head over to the Facebook page. You'll be able to see all the events of everything that we've got coming up. I am going to be... I think I've got some with you over the weekend. I will do a double check before mayhem prevails in my house next week. So thank you, Kitty, for doing all of next week for me as well. I'm sure you're sick of the sight of me by now. Kitty will be back tomorrow, 10 o'clock on the page. Thank you so much for all your orders today as well. An incredibly busy day. So glad you loved them. Amazing value for money. So thank you everyone at Totally Beads for that too. And thank you for your great company. I will see you in a few days. You'll see Kitty tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Stay safe, everybody. Lots of love. See you soon.